there? I see we're rolling. So good morning. Hey, everybody. Tuesday morning. Thank you for coming. So this is November 17th, and next week is Thanksgiving. I want to tell you right now up front that next week we'll be doing our Thanksgiving tea meditation. So next week when you come, and I'll try to make a note of this to you, I will do that you'll need to bring with you a cup of hot tea because we will be doing our meditation at the beginning of our class. So bring your hot tea with you in a nice cozy mug next week. I'll send that out in a newsletter as well. So for today, what you'll need is a chair. See my chair? I have my chair right there. Something like that, kitchen chair. So if you want to pause right here and go get your chair, that would be great. You don't have to use one, but it would be nice. Just give yourself the luxury of enjoying a friendly prop today. So come on back when you're ready. And let's get started. So you have your chair off of your mat, away from you, so that you can lie back comfortably to begin our holy transition into our yoga time today. Resting on down, maybe with a blanket under your head. I like to take my blanket with a little neck roll, just roll up the end of it that's under my neck so I have a little support. You might really enjoy that. You can take a towel, a bath towel, and fold that and use that as well, a pillow, whatever feels right. You can take something under your knees for support, a pillow, bolster, rolled blanket. If you find that you need some time to do this and get yourself situated, please pause. Set everything up for yourself so that you feel really comfortable and ready to begin. Resting now. We'll begin these steps of holy transition into our practice today by looking around us, noticing our surroundings. And as you look, notice how your eyes feel, taking in the light, and noticing what objects surround you, what space you're in. And then guiding your gaze to center. If it's comfortable for you, closing your eyes. If not, soften your gaze. And from here, we'll shift into a space where our ears open and we listen. The point here is to find the layers of sound around you so that you'll notice quieter sounds, louder sounds. Just listen. As you move deeper into this listening space, notice what happens to your body. Allowing your body to begin to soften as the sense of hearing clicks in a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and wider, more open. Listen, soften. And we'll notice the space around us. So you're resting in space. And often as we move through our days, we can notice that the space where we live and move and have our being is sacred space. The sacred ordinary. Our hallways, our kitchens, our bathrooms, our bedrooms, our dens, living rooms, wherever we live, even if you live in a tent, you can look around you and feel that space. Know that it is sacred because in this space you are seen, you are known, you are loved, Seen, known, loved, and held. How does that register in your body today? Do you feel it in any particular place? Do you have a sensation anywhere that those words bring to your awareness? Seen, known, loved, and held in this sacred space. And guiding awareness now to your body. What did you bring with you today? Do you have aches and pains? Do you feel really great and frisky and ready to roll? How are you today? Just know that wherever you are, let's honor those spaces and breathe into our bodies. You may feel a little increase in energy, and you may note that this is your day just to kick back and enjoy being very easy and sweet with yourself. No judgment, all grace. So allowing the back of your head to be fully supported by the ground underneath. Allowing your face to soften, your throat to soften, your ears, the back of your neck, and shoulders. Notice your arms resting wherever they are. Maybe they're by your side, maybe your hands are on your belly, wherever they are. Just notice. And your chest and your belly softening. Coming to an awareness of your pelvis and allowing your hips to fully settle now, beginning to release tension. Allowing your thighs to rest, find ease here. Taking a little journey over your knees down into your shins. Allowing the muscles around your shins to begin to release. And your ankles, your feet, toes. The soles of your feet. Notice the soles of your feet. And then gliding down the sole of your feet, come to your heels and notice where your heels are resting. Your Achilles tendon. You're going to climb up those Achilles tendons and come to your calves and notice where they rest. So are they spreading into a blanket or bolster or just into the mat? Notice how the earth supports you. Underneath your knees, backs of your thighs, your buttocks, just allowing the hips to settle. And now noticing the small of your back. Taking a little breath in. As you exhale, allow the lower back to settle. And climbing up your spine, noticing that your back can release into the support of the ground underneath. And as you climb up your spine, make a little journey up from the small of your back up through the lumbar spine, up through the mid-back. Notice how your ribs spread out side to side from your mid-back to cradle your lungs. Notice how in your upper back between your shoulder blades, you can soften and allow the shoulder blades to pour into the support of the earth. Your shoulders rest. Back of your neck. So if you can imagine now your entire body resting into the support of the earth. We think of God as the ground of our being. So resting down into the ground of your being, Creator's hands. And now noticing your breath as you're breathed into this morning by loving God, Creator, Sustainer. How does it feel to sip in the nectar of your breath? And maybe gradually increasing the depth of your breath if that feels right. But most of all, noticing your breath moving in whatever way is comfortable. Maybe it's going to be just through your nose. Maybe you need a good full deep breath in and sigh out this morning to begin your practice of breathing. So slow and deep, easy and full if that's comfortable. In through your nose, out through your nose or your mouth. Be mindful of the sweet rhythm of your breath. Breathing in fully as you feed your entire body with oxygen, God's life force, energy moving in. Lots of love, lots of light today. Our focus today is on God's light coming in. So I'm going to share with you as you rest from Psalm 37. And we'll begin with verse 5. Your love, O Lord, reaches to the heavens, your faithfulness to the skies. Your righteousness is like a mighty mountain, your justice like the great deep. O Lord, you preserve and sustain both man and beast. How priceless is your unfailing love. Both high and low among us find refuge in the shadow of your wings. We feast on the abundance of your house. You give us drink from your river of delights. For with you is the fountain of life, and in your light we see light. How priceless is your unfailing love. Human beings find refuge in the shadow of your wings. We feast on the abundance of your house. You give us to drink from the river of delights. For with you is the fountain of life, and in your light we see light. In your light we see light. As we enter into the season of Thanksgiving and the celebration of Christmas, God's light coming into the world in the face of Christ. So I invite you now, as you rest in the next couple of breaths, to use your imagination or just go into that sacred space within, noticing God's light. How does that look for you? How does it feel for you? As you breathe, maybe thinking of breathing in God's light, breathing out His peace, bringing light to your entire body, your heart, your mind, your soul. And in that light, can you bring forward the face of Christ this morning? What does the face of Christ look like for you today? Notice the expression. How does Christ gaze at you this morning? I would invite you, as you are seen, known, loved, and held, to adapt an awareness of the face of Christ as pure love, pure grace. He holds you as the apple of His eye. You know, the apple of the eye is the pupil, traditionally. And so when we think of ourselves as the apple of Christ's eye, we think about us being His focus. His light shines on us and illuminates us. And we are His focus. Just as you gaze into the eyes of a sweet little baby, He gazes into your eyes and draws you into Himself, His light, His love, the shadow of His wings for refuge. How does that feel for you today? I invite you to take that with you through your practice this morning. The apple of God's eye, resting in his light, the light of Christ. So taking in a nice big deep breath, take a big stretch. Stretching end to end this morning, maybe circling out wrists and ankles. Nice deep breath, sigh it out. So we'll begin this morning as we're focusing on being the apple of God's eyes and seeing God's face, seeing the face of Christ. We'll work with our eyes first this morning. So if you have glasses on, I invite you to take them off, set them to the side where you can find them, which I will do with you. So you're still resting on the floor, and we'll take the palms of our hands and rub them together. Build up some heat. Breathe. And as you feel the heat begin to build in the palms of your hands, you're going to rest the hands, cup your hands, the palms over your eyes. So just cup your palms over your eyes now. And maybe you can feel the little vibration in your hands. Rest your eyes here and allow your eyes to fill with a healing warmth, healing presence. Breathe. This is actually a good thing to do if you've been working on your screens, busy reading, sewing, whatever you're doing, crafting. Breathe. Let the warmth of your palms settle into your closed eyes. And then we'll gently and slowly take your palms out. And as you keep your eyes closed, allow the light to come in through your eyelids. Breathe. In your light, we see light. How beautiful that is. And take your hands down beside you now. And slowly begin to open your eyes. Like blink them open. And we'll begin with some eye exercises to strengthen and stretch the muscles around your eyes. We don't think about that much, but this is yoga for our eyes to begin with today. So taking your gaze ahead, we'll begin by simply keeping your head still, and we'll just take your gaze up. So take your eyeballs and roll them up to see like you're looking toward the ceiling or the crown of your head. And then we'll slowly take your gaze forward and then shift your eyes down without moving your head. You're just taking your gaze down. So we'll move from here a few times just up and down. As if you're looking at a clock, you want to look at 12 o'clock and then down at 6 o'clock. So we'll send our gaze up to 12 and then slowly take your gaze down to 6. And breathe. On your exhale, or whenever you're ready, take your gaze slowly up to 12. So you're stretching your eye muscles up, and then slowly take your gaze down to 6. And then we'll come back to center. Now we'll take our gaze to 3 o'clock and 9. So we're going to move to your, what is that? For 3 would be to your right. Eyes just shift to the right. You're getting shifty here this morning. And then you're going to slowly shift your gaze to the left. And notice how this feels in your eye muscles. So play with this a little bit, breathing easily. Shift your eyes directly across, horizontally to the other side, to the 3. Keep breathing. Take your gaze across to 9. And we'll do that one more time. Take your gaze across to 3. And take your gaze across to 9. And then come back to center. Close your eyes for a moment and let the muscles of your eyes settle. And then we'll open our eyes again. Now we're going to take our gaze around the face of the clock. So resting quietly, keeping your head stationary as best you can. You'll take your gaze straight up to 12, and then thinking about just shifting your eyes over to 1, to 2, to 3, your eyes should be directly to the side, and then to 4, down to the 5, and down to 6. Make sure you're breathing. Go to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then close your eyes and rest. If you want to take your hands and cup your eyes again, that's fine. Breathe. This is great for us as we look at our devices so much. Our eyes are cast down so often. We need to really use the eye muscles to balance out those muscles so that we don't get stuck and have spasms. So we're going to go back up to 12 now. We're going to go backwards. So we'll go 12. This time you're going to shift to your left and go to 11, 10 on the diagonal, 9 to the side, 8, 7, down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back up to 12. Take a little gaze up, take a breath, and then back to center. Rub your hands again, and cup your hands over your eyes. Take a breath. Your eyes are gently closed inside. We're not pressing hard on our eyeballs. We're just cupping the energy of our healing hands over our eyes, allowing the eyes to rest here. Breathing. And then we'll gently take our fingers across our forehead and just press in gently and pull side to side. You can open your eyes, pull across. Breathe. So you're just sweeping across your forehead, side to side, above your ears, down the back of your neck. And breathe. And then we'll massage our scalp. Just give it a nice little rub all around. So while the weight of your head is supported by the ground, it's nice because your neck isn't having to work to hold your head up. And your scalp is resting. Get all around behind your head. If you need to turn your head to the side a little bit, rub all the way around on both sides. Breathe. Down to the back of your neck. So slide your hands gently under the back of your head so that the fingertips are lovingly holding right below the occipital ridge, which is that ridge that's in the back of your skull. So we're going to massage down below that occipital ridge all the way down to your neck. Breathe, massage your neck. Good. All the way down the back of your neck to the top of your shoulders. Good. And then we'll take our ears. Massage your ears. Breathe. Yum. Notice if you feel this anywhere else in your body besides your ears. Work all the way inside, outside. And then we'll take the tops of our ears, just gently hold on with your thumb and your forefinger and pull up toward the top of your head. Take a breath. On your exhale, release. And then take a hold of the sides of your ears and gently tug out side to side. So the middle of your ear, pull out. So what this does is releases tension all in those muscles around your ears and actually in your neck as well. And you'll take hold of the earlobe here and gently tug down towards your body for the shoulders. Deep breath in. Let it all the way out. Good. How does that feel? Nice, huh? Feels good. So let's interlace our fingers in front of our chest. Turn your palms up to the ceiling here. Relax your shoulders. Press all the way up to the ceiling. Press up ahead of you from the shoulders. On your inhale, press up over your head. Let your shoulders stay way down away from your ears as you press up to the wall behind you as best you can. Press up. Take a breath. Exhale. Float your arms down by your side. You're floating the hands and arms right along the floor. And come to rest beside you. Take a moment to check in. Breathe. And now let's draw our knees into our chest. And so you can hold on to your knees either on the outside on your shins. You can come behind your knees and hold on there if that feels more comfortable. That gives you less pressure on the knee joint. And just rock gently side to side. Doesn't have to be a big rocking. You're just noticing that gentle massage of the sacrum, the lower back. Breathe. And then you can make it a little bit bigger if you'd like and roll side to side. You'll notice on either side of your spine you're getting this little massage back and forth. Maybe noticing how the ribs roll side to side, one side to the other. Good. And come back to center now. And we'll keep the right knee in and lengthen the left leg along the mat. So you're just going to hold the right knee in towards you. I think it's nice to hold underneath your knee here so that you're not jamming your knee joint. So whatever way feels good to you, just drawing the right knee up toward the underarm area, not so much the breast area, but kind of let your knee fall out to the side a little bit. You can even rock the knee side to side a little bit and see where your neutral is, your gear shift neutral to draw. It's where you have the most motion in your hip socket so that you can draw the knee in towards you. Soles of your feet are awake, so your toes are lifted to the sky. And then just press out with your left leg as you're reaching out. Draw your right knee in and soften your shoulders. Breathe. And then you'll circle out the ankles here. And little flex, little point. Breathe. Good. And we'll rest the sole of your right foot now on the floor. Notice when your foot meets the floor. How does that feel? Nice squishy mat underneath toes and the sole of your foot. And let's take left knee in. So I'm sitting up to talk to you, but you're resting on your back, I hope, still. You can sit up and do this, but it's more comfortable on your back. So we'll take the left knee in, stretch out your right leg nice and long on the floor. Noticing how your hips are aligned here. So if, as you've drawn your left knee in, notice if that left hip is hiked up a little bit. So you want to even the hips out. Once again, maybe rocking the left knee out and in, side to side. Find a place where you feel like you have the most spaciousness in the left hip socket, so that you can draw the left knee in towards your underarm or shoulder, wherever that feels right. The right leg is pressing out long away from you on the mat. Breathe. Soften your shoulders. Go back to that space of allowing your back body to be supported fully by the earth underneath. So as we press out through the right leg, notice the energy that's moving out through your right leg. Notice that maybe your muscles are engaged there gently and moving in toward the bones to support the bones. This is what we mean by hugging your muscles to your bones so that your bones can be in a good alignment. So we just want that gentle engagement of thigh muscles. The toes are lifted, you're pressing out. The left knee continues to draw in. Shoulders are easy. You can rock your head side to side. Make sure your neck is released. Take a deep breath in here when you're ready. And on your exhale, dropping left foot to the mat, and notice how it feels as the mat comes up to support the weight underneath your left foot. Toes, feeling the mat, the ball of your foot, the heel. I hope that feels nice for you today. So let's bend your right knee in. So both knees are bent now, and we'll take the knees gently, windshield wiper side to side. Doesn't have to be big. Just noticing here. Easy. Checking in. And so let's widen the feet now, a little bit farther apart on your mat. As you take your arms out now side to side in a T shape on the floor. And as you're here, let's windshield wiper the knees back and forth in a little bit larger motion now. So you're getting more movement side to side in your hips. Maybe, I don't think your hips need to come up off the mat yet, but you'll just gently feeling the difference between those little motions with the knees closer and the wider range of motion as the knees are apart. Allow it to be. Notice how you feel. And then we'll come back to center and widen the feet out to the outer edges of your mat. So that means you might need to take your feet also a little further away from you. And this time we'll let the knees fully drop over to the right. You might feel the left hip coming up a little bit as you rest over. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, draw the knees up through center and sail them over to the opposite side. Breathing, feeling. How do you feel in your hips here? If you have a little twinge in your lower back, maybe back off through your knees a little bit, lift them up a little bit. Gather your abdominal muscles in a little bit, engage there. And then gently rock side to side. Just find a rhythm back and forth that suits you. And breathe. Good, good, good. And so, drawing your knees to center now, let's just rock over onto the side towards your screen. And just rest there a moment. So as you're resting here, I'll share with you once again our scripture from this morning. Gathering your awareness in to listen now as you settle into the support of your mat, floor underneath, cradling you just like a little baby here, just resting and listening. Your love, O Lord, reaches to the heavens. What does that look like for you? How do you imagine that? Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Your righteousness is like the mighty mountains. Your justice like the great deep. O Lord, you preserve both human beings and beasts. How priceless is your unfailing love. Both high and low among us find refuge in the shadow of your wings. As you rest here, can you find refuge in the shadow of God's wings? What would that look like for you today? How does that feel to find refuge? We feast on the abundance of your house, and you give us to drink from your river of delights. Breathe that in, my friends. Woo, yes. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light, we see light. Yes, sirree, Bob. Good stuff this morning. So from here, pressing on up to sitting, and we're going to move all the way around to all fours. So you might need a blanket or towel, something underneath your knees if your knees tend to be a little cranky. And we're just going to do a few easy cat-cows this morning. So if you're not familiar with cat-cow, you can kind of picture that in your mind. A little kitty doing a little rounded spine, and a cow looking up, looking around the pasture. That's about it. So first of all, we're going to come to table in a nice stable place. You want your knees under your hips. Yep. So look down at your knees. See if you can see your feet back there. Move your feet so they're not visible. That means that your shins will be in alignment with your knees will be in alignment with your hips, your shins in line with your knees, ankles in line with your knees. And so as you have your hands underneath your shoulders, if your wrists are a little cranky, you can take them out a little bit farther ahead. You can fold your mat back on itself and use that as a cushion to rest your hands down if you need some cushion. See how you feel. There are some of us who like to roll our fists underneath and rest on your knuckles. If that feels better to have a stable fist, that way you don't have the bend in your wrist. But if you're on hands and knees, let's spread our fingers comfortably wide. Press the floor away from you so that your shoulders are not hunched up around your ears. Broaden the shoulders, collarbones. And we'll take a breath in center. On your exhale, your pubic bone curls under towards your navel. You're going to round the spine up. Let your chin drop to your chest. So you're rounding here. You'll feel a stretch in your back maybe. On your inhale, you'll unfurl the spine. Take your heart, glide forward. And then take your gaze up. So this is cow pose. You can moo if you'd like. I sometimes like to do that because it feels good. Just moo. Maybe it won't feel good for you, but I like it. So come back to center here. We'll just stay here for another breath. Lengthen your belly. Exhale, curl the hips under, round into cat. You can meow here too if you like. And inhale, lengthen and lift. And exhale, round. So just take it at your own pace with your breath. Traditionally, your inhale will bring you back up to openness to cow. Your exhale will curl the hips under, round your spine into cat, chin to chest. Just allow your breath to move your body through that. And you can make any adjustments you need. Maybe you feel that you need to wag your tail a little bit this morning. Ooh, stretching out one side to the other. Maybe you just want to keep going in cat and cow. But just play with that a little bit. It's pretty luxurious, I'd say. Just take it at your own pace. And then back to center, and we'll tuck our toes under on the mat. And just sit back toward our heels a little bit so that we will stretch out the soles of our feet. So we'll stretch your soles of your feet back. You're going to lengthen your spine, press back. So your hands press gently into the mat and then away from you so that you press your hips back. Breathe here. So what we're doing is opening up all parts of our body so that we can sit comfortably later in our quiet time. Pulling the weeds so we have space and light and air, and come on up to center. And as our toes are tucked under, we're going to press back to downward facing dog as a transition for standing. So lift your hips, press back, send your heels back toward the mat. They don't have to meet the mat completely, but we're just going to tread out through your feet slowly. You take one heel down, breathe, other heel down. Your feet are about hip width apart. You might really feel this in the backs of your legs. In the meantime, your shoulders are broad. You're not letting your shoulders hunch up by your ears. You're pressing them back toward the rib cage. You're just pressing back. Make it luxurious. And then take both heels down toward the mat. Press out nice and long through the spine. Maybe come up on your tiptoes and press down again. Once again, luxurious exploration. You're just going to play with it. Yep. Push and pull, breathe. And then we will walk our hands forward. Walk your hands back. Fix your shirt. And then take the blanket off of your mat. Take your hands to your knees. And just come on up in any way that's comfortable for you. You can roll up the spine if you like, letting the arms hang. Take it slowly. Or you can lengthen your back here and swoop your arms up. Whatever feels right. Taking arms up over your head, reach up. And then palms out to the side. And come back to center. While I fix this for us, I guess. Move you back a little bit. Hello? Let's see if that works. Nope. Sorry. Here. Come back this way. Okay. So we'll come to standing. Take a moment to notice how you feel standing. Here you are, you're on your feet. And we'll step side to side a little bit. Press into the soles of your feet. Just kind of do a little mashed potato here. Press it down. You really just want to feel the ground underneath you. As we did when we were lying down, we felt ourselves being fully supported by the ground there. Same here. Fully supported by the ground. Good. Good. And so we'll bend the knees here. Take your hands around behind your knees. Give them a little massage. That gets the lymphatic system working here. Give the fronts of your knees a little massage. And now we'll take our hands to our knees and just do a little circle, but very small. You know, if you have cranky knees, you don't want to be wrenching them around real big. We're just going to do a little, just to juice it up a little bit. Breathe. Good. And then come on up. Take your hands with you, up your legs, to your hips. And take your hands to your hips. Bend your knees again. And we'll circle out through the hips here. Keep the breath moving, nice and easy. So when you take your breath, it's fun to intentionally imagine the breath moving in and sailing down all through your limbs, down through your legs, into the ground, all into your organs. And let's reverse our circles here. Other way. So your knees are bent, and you're just thinking about waking up the sacral area of your spine. Good, and we'll come to center. Press it in, just kind of shake it out a little bit, press down to the ground. Good, and take your hands now to your thighs or your knees, whatever we're comfortable. And we'll do another couple of cat-cows here standing. So we'll inhale, lengthen your sternum away from your navel. So you're looking up. On your exhale, tuck your tail, round. Start with your pelvis round. Doesn't have to be big. Just going to take a little rounding. And inhale, unfurl and lengthen. Look up. Shoulders open. Exhale, round your hips. Press down. And inhale, open and look up. Exhale, round, curl. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Heart moves forward. Exhale down and stay. Let your arms just hang. And then from here, press into your feet. Stand up slowly. Come on up to standing. Breathe. Good. Shoulders kind of roll up and back. Kind of just let everything shake out a little bit. Good. So now we're going to go up into the heart space and take our hands out. Inhale, open. Exhale, give yourself a hug. And inhale, open with intention. Exhale, in. So this is physical, as it does open the chest and opens the back. But it also is an awareness of opening the heart to receive and gathering in. And one more time, take it open. Let your thumbs work behind you as you soften in the shoulders. So you're hugging the muscles to the bones through your legs all the way up through your belly and blossoming out through the heart and behind you. And then give yourself an easy hug, chin to chest, rest. And arms come down, shake it out. Just let everything shake out and jangle. This kind of gets everything reset here. And we'll come to the area of your throat. We're going to do a little lion's breath this morning. So, standing firm in your mountain, you're going to come to an awareness of your throat. Take a deep breath in here. On your exhale, your tongue will come out, your eyes look up. Soften your face and inhale. Exhale, tongue comes out, eyes look up. I'll do it close to the screen so you can see. Inhale here. On your exhale, tongue comes out, eyes look up. See? You can roar with that if you'd like. Take an inhale here, exhale. Last time. And quiet your face. Soften. Breathe. Good. Good. So now we'll come to, once again, to the forehead, just pulling gently across. Just a few times, is opening up an awareness of God's presence in your mind. And then down the back of your head. We're just going to do this very easily here. Again, take your palms out again and over your head. Soften your shoulders away from your ears. Press up. On your exhale, your palms will come to the crown of your head. Inhale, press up. Down. Pressing up. And down. Press up. And down. And one more time. Press up. Press, press, press. Shoulders are down. Release. Arms float down by your side. Ease out your shoulders. Notice how you feel here. Take a moment to check in. Where are you feeling this? Can you feel that little hum in your body of those energy centers opening up, the life God's life, breath, and light moving through. It's like your little Christmas tree. All these little lights are coming on all over your body. Little points of light everywhere. In the meridians. Good. So let's step together. We'll take hands up. Take hold of your right wrist and turn the right palm up. Press up. On your exhale, you're going to turn to your left. Just take a little side bend to the left. So your left hand is holding your right wrist and you're pulling across. And then come on up. Change hands. Other hand presses up. Shoulders down. Press up. Exhale over. So this is just a little flow here. It's a little crescent flow. You're going to come up, change hands, and when you're ready, your exhale will take you over. Notice that your head stays in line with your spine. We used to always turn our head. That can be a little tweaky for your neck, but this is probably the safer way to do it, keeping everything in alignment here. And then we'll come back to center, and your palms will face one another in volcano pose. So feet are about hip-width apart, arms lifted, palms facing each other. And now, so bend into your knees a little bit. Draw your tummy in. Send your hips back behind you and sit in an imaginary chair, keeping your legs firm. Breathe. Take your hands to your knees if you like. Take your hands to your heart. Breathing here, a little chair pose for us as we breathe. Breathe, take some breaths. Firm in your feet, firm in your legs, firm in your rear end. Everything is snuggling in here, gathering in to support you. Your belly comes in, back is working too. So you don't have a real arch in your back, but you want to maintain that curve of your spine as you draw your belly in and hold here. Okay. Had enough of that? Is that good? So let's take a breath, press into your feet, come on up. On your exhale, keeping your knees soft, take your arms out to the side and dive forward. You do a half sun salutation. Run your hands down the backs of your legs to stay in touch with your body. On your inhale, you'll come up halfway. Lengthen out through the spine, all through the belly. Stays in as always, lifting, lengthening. Take a breath. And then exhale, forward fold. And then bend your knees a little bit, swoop your arms out side to side, allow the wings to draw you up. Palms touch and lower through center, down to your heart. And breathe. So breathing here, notice that from the sternum outside to side there is a broadness in the chest, but shoulders are relaxed, palms touch. As your palms meet here, you're gathering in all those lines of energy through your body. They come to center at the heart space. So you're breathing really into your heart here. Coming to center, thinking about that light of God in the face of Christ. This is a beautiful place to just stand and look and feel, knowing that you are the apple of His eye. His focus is on you day and night, never leaves you, never forsakes you, always breathing life and light into you. Yeah, so let's take another sun salutation. It's a half sun salutation. We'll take an inhale, swoop up. Saying, okay, here I am. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Hands down your legs. Take an inhale. Halfway come up and look. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees just a little, press into your feet, swoop up, arms come up, palms touch. And as you draw through center, rest your fingertips on your forehead as a little body prayer, welcoming God into your thoughts. Your fingertips come down through center to your lips, inviting God to be in your words. And then thumbs to the heart. And as you bring your hands to your heart, press your palms gently together. Your pinky fingers stay together. Your thumbs stay snuggling in, and just open the fingers out. And point point them gently forward. So this is like a little blossom. If you think of a hummingbird putting his little beak down into the center of a flower, just pulling out the nectar, just drinking it in, you want to think about the presence of God just coming in. We're sipping in that nectar of God's presence into us here through this beautiful funnel as we send our hands up to Him, our hearts up to Him, and say, come in, so sweet. Be sweet for me today. Let me just drink you in, breathe you in, be my light. Be my light today. And then palms come together. Just seal it. Good, and taking hands down. So we'll get our chair. Get your chair, take it to the end of your mat. So you want at least part of your chair, two of the legs to be on your mat so it's not slipping around, especially if you're on like a wooden floor. You want some stability. I might head this way a little bit. We're going to practice an easy sun salutation with the chair today. So, assuming I can remember what we're doing, we'll give it a shot, okay? So you want to take your chair a little bit farther than arm's length away from you so you don't crash your head into it. You can kind of measure that here a little bit so you know you're not going to crack your forehead on the back of your chair. Some of us might have higher chairs too, so look out. So back up, and we'll come to mountain. So be here. You know, we're switching directions, so you have to get oriented. So you want to take yourself to the side. So once again, your feet are about hip-width apart, snuggling those muscles in, drawing your alignment up, strengthening, tummy comes in. Notice that your weight is equal from one foot to the other. So you're right in center, basically. And we'll take hands to heart. We'll take it easy, take it slow. Take an inhale, swoop your arms up over your head. Exhale, dive forward. This is the beginning of that same half sun salutation, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins, or floor, or knees, whatever feels comfortable. On your exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, on your way up, you're going to take hold of this chair, the back of your chair. Step forward toward the chair so that you're standing behind it. Stand up tall, holding onto your chair, just balancing here. Going up on your tiptoes. So you'll find that your tummy really needs to come in here, shoulders are broad, and you're balancing out that strength between the front body and the back body. There's that balance of energy there. So we're going to do standing cobra here. So inhale here, and then lifting in the heart. Open your chest, gaze up. Just a little gaze up, doesn't have to be way back. Just a little lift of the heart. Strong in your legs. Take a breath here. On your exhale, lower your heels, come back to center. And keeping your hands on the chair, we'll step back so that you can come to a half down dog here. So as best you can, you're pressing back, nice reach there without hunching your shoulders. Reach out. Breathe. On your inhale, come up a little bit and step your right foot ahead. So the right toes are facing ahead. Back foot is back behind you. You might need to adjust a little bit. Come to a warrior one. So the back foot angles in a little bit. Front toes are ahead. Take your gaze forward so that your chest is parallel with the back of your chair. Take a breath here. And then exhale into warrior one. You're going to lift through your body here. So your hands can be on your chair. You can have one arm up for your warrior one. You can have both arms up. Breathe. So you're really pressing forward with your hips, bending into your front knee as far as you're comfortable, keeping the chest lifted. Since we have a chair here, there's a tendency to just want to hang out by the chair, but lift up. Find your warrior as your body presses through. Breathe. Arms up. One arm, no arms. Wherever you are, stay just for a couple of breaths. Feel the strength of your legs, press into your feet, engage your muscles. And then take your hands down to the chair. We're going to step on our front foot. So press into your front foot, bring the back foot in and lift up tall. It's like you're this wonderful little ballerina with your back foot behind you. Take your gaze forward again. And then we're going to just hinge forward. Find the hinge in your hip joint and just press forward into a little warrior three. So you can stay here with your foot on the ground and just lift it a little bit and play with lifting your arms. Or you can energize through your front leg, lift the back leg a little bit, take your arms out wherever you're comfortable. Find warrior three here. You can come down to the seat of your chair. But you want your body to be reaching out end to end. Breathe, find your balance. And then hold on to the back of your chair, soften in your front leg, step back. And we'll take both feet together here, step back, take your arms up. And exhale down, hands come to your heart. So that way we can start again on the other side. You can keep your chair here. I'm going to move mine around so that my open side is towards you. Okay, so back up away from your chair again. Remember your forehead, don't want to crash it into your chair. Come to mountain pose, nice and stable here. Notice that energy you feel in your body. Just notice how you're feeling. There's a sense of strength, but there's also a sense of blessed ease. Just a pouring out of ease, fluidity. Take your hands to your heart. When you're ready, on your inhale, arms swoop up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, and as you come up, bend your knees a little bit. You'll find your chair so you can get hold of it. Come on up, step forward to behind your chair. Find your mountain pose behind your chair. Nice and tall, standing up straight. Coming up on your inhale. Inhale to tiptoes. Firm your legs, lift your belly, broaden the heart. And little gaze up, little shoulder blades pressed back behind you so you're opening your chest here. Breathe. And on your next exhale, come down to your heels pressed down. Inhale here. Exhale, press back to a half down dog. I see you. So press back. Feet are about hip width apart. Your ears in line with your arms if that's accessible. Breathe. And now your left foot, come on up a little bit. The left foot steps forward, back. Right foot comes back. You're going to angle out your right foot a little bit as your torso, your chest, parallel with your chair, straight ahead. Remember to lift the heart. And then bending into your front knee. Check in here. Notice that your hips are level. Back, the hip flexor on the right pressing forward. Breathe. So and then taking arms up. Either one arm, no arms, both arms. Find your warrior one, reaching out long from the heart all the way up through whatever arm is up, pressing up through the fingertips. Easy gaze. Find your breath. And then both hands come down to the chair. Step into your front foot, lift your back leg, draw it up into a little arabesque behind you so that you are ready to send your weight down to the front leg. And then find the hinge in your hips. You're going to lift through your belly. Hips stay level so that the front hip doesn't angle out. You want to keep both hips facing ahead, and then just lift your legs. So you can hold on to your chair, stay here, play with letting go, and take your arms out, take your hands to the heart, whatever feels good. Breathe. Reaching out in opposition, strong through the back toes, reaching out ahead with the sternum. And then take hold of your chair, bend that front knee, step into your back leg, lift up, step your feet back, swoop your arms up over your head, take an inhale, and lower your palms to center, and rest. Nicely done. Good job. And so from here, let's come back to sitting. And we'll just come to cross legs here. Get the flesh out of the way. If you'd like to sit on a blanket, please do that. So now that we've been balancing, standing, we're going to come back to our breath in a seated pose. So if you need something to support the outsides of your legs, please do that, so that you can rest your thighs down into a support. Always want to be grounded. And take the hips down. Take your hands to the tops of your thighs. Press down. Let the shoulders widen and press down. And as you breathe here, on an exhale, glide your hands down your thighs to your knees. Coming home to yourself. Let your elbows rest. And we'll come back to an easy breath here. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, please do that. If you'd like to keep your eyes open, just maybe take your gaze down, soften your gaze. And notice the quality of your breath now. Notice the soft ease of your breath coming back to, and thinking about breathing very gently in the light of God in through the crown of your head. The light of Christ down through your whole body as you are illuminated inside and out, so that you can be at rest. You can find refuge in that light. Watch your breath moving in, breath moving out, settling sweetly here. So resting your hips down, growing your spine nice and tall, allowing the crown of your head to be lifted straight up to the sky. And there you are, suspended between earth and heaven in an easy breath. And I'll share with you now from 2 Corinthians chapter 4. This is from the Message version of the Bible. Remember, our message is not about ourselves. We're proclaiming Jesus Christ, the Master. It's not about us, it's about Jesus Christ, the Master. All we are is messengers, errand runners for Jesus, for you. It started when God said, "Light up the darkness," and our lives filled up with light as we saw and understood God in the face of Christ, all bright and beautiful. When God said, "Light up the darkness," our lives filled up with light as we saw and understood God in the face of Christ, all bright and beautiful. The face of Christ, seeing God there, all bright and beautiful. Can you breathe in that light today? Can you see yourself bathed in the bright and beautiful light that comes from the face of Jesus before you this morning? You are the apple of his eye. How does that feel in your body today? How does it feel in your spirit? I invite you to take a few breaths here and bask in that light. Bask in that love. powerful, sweet. And then gently folding forward. Let's take a little forward fold. Allow yourself to just hinge forward and become comfortable in whatever way feels right to you here. You might want to climb your hands over to the right a little bit, a little to the left. And maybe just take your hands out a little wider and sway side to side a little bit. Pressing right, pressing left. Easy breath. And then make your way back to center, and we'll change legs here. So whatever leg is in front, support under the knee, press it out. Press it out here and place it behind. Take other leg, press it out, just stretching out a little bit. Circle the ankle. Take the other leg in front. And we'll sit up tall, take arms up. Palms touch. And come down to the heart. And from here, make your way forward on this side as you take your hands down to the mat. And lowering in whatever way feels comfortable, maybe just swishing side to side a little bit here. Explore. Breathe. And stay there a long time. And then walking yourself back up. Let's take both legs out. Reach down, touch your legs, give yourself a massage. Coming up through your shins, around your knees, up your legs, around behind. Nice massage for your thighs. Just kind of pat yourself up, little sweeps. All through your feet, coming up. Shake out the hands, circle the wrists. Good. And then from here, we'll lower down to our backs. So bending your knees. Again, get your blanket or pillow ready for you to lie back. Maybe a pillow ready for being under your knees. And then reaching forward, rolling back. Take your knees with you to your chest. Inhale, take soles of your feet to the sky, arms overhead. And then exhale, draw your knees in. Catch them in your hands. Pull them towards you. We'll do that again. Inhale up. Arms overhead behind you. Circle ankles and wrists one more time, maybe flexing, pointing. Deep breath. And then draw your knees. Plant your feet on the floor. Little windshield wiper side to side. And then from here, gently make your way to Shavasana. One leg stretches out, other leg. Arms by your side with palms. Turn up if that's comfortable for you. If it isn't, take your hands maybe to your belly. It's a nice way to feel very comforted and supported. So get yourself situated, and we'll enter a time of rest. Allow yourself to settle here. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. Breathe. Let your breath be very natural and easy as you once again come to an awareness of the earth supporting you. God's hand underneath. Breathing easy, and with each breath, allow yourself to sink in a little more deeply into that space of quiet and peace. Allowing God's light and warmth to spread through your body. Loving every cell, loving all your tissues, your bones, your thoughts, your heart. Love without, love within, around, above, and below. He is our refuge. We find rest in the shadow of his wings. Resting here. Coming home to an awareness of yourself here, beginning to listen to sounds around you. And maybe hearing those sounds with a little less grasping, just notice. To a sweet awareness of home, comfort, wherever you rest, and home in your body, and home in the arms of God. And softly opening your eyes and looking around you. Sacred space. And if you like, taking a big stretch here, feeling your body come to a different awareness of being awake and alive today, and drawing knees to chest, rocking side to side if that would feel good, and then making your way over to one side, and gently pressing yourself up to sitting. And as we come to sitting, we'll take hands to heart. Just taking a moment to lift up your own prayer for closing today. What is on your heart? What do you need to ask God for? Or maybe you just want to sit for another moment of silence. And as we close our practice, we offer ourselves to God as He offers Himself to us. So we offer ourselves to Him with all of our heart. So we place our hand over our heart. We offer ourselves to Him in love with all of our soul. We place palms together. We offer our minds to Him in love as we place thumbs at the forehead. And we ask that we might love Him with all of our being, all of our strength as we interlace our fingers here. Lord God, we pray that we would love You with heart, soul, mind, and strength, as with Your help, we love our neighbors. I love you, my neighbor, as ourselves. Thank you all for practicing with me today. Shalom and namaste. So, my friends, I'll see you next time. Our next practice will be our Thanksgiving practice with our Thanksgiving tea meditation at the beginning of class, so please bring with you a cup of nice warm tea next time, or some kind of warm beverage, something. Something can be hot chocolate if you want, whatever. Just bring it with you. See you next time. Have a great week. I love you.